Chapter 1. Becoming Divine Through Breathwork. Forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Maya Angelou. Forgiveness is one of the most profound gifts we can offer ourselves and others. It's not merely about letting go of anger, hurt, or resentment. Forgiveness is a vital act of spiritual growth that helps us reconnect with our divine essence. Many times we carry the weight of past wounds, believing that holding on to them protects us, but in reality it holds us back from achieving our full potential. When we choose to forgive, we free ourselves from the chains of the past, and in doing so, we open the door to spiritual renewal. Sometimes we find it hard to forgive, especially when we are hurt. However, without forgiveness, you will remain stuck in that very pain, and when that happens, you become a prisoner of that pain. The strength of forgiveness lies in your ability to move forward despite the hurt. Forgiveness is an essential component of healing, not just for our emotional well-being, but for our spiritual connection. It does not mean tolerating injustice. It simply means that you choose not to allow it to control you. It's a gift that you give to yourself. Pain can shape us into someone we no longer recognize. The ability to let go of that pain will bring you back to your true self. Holding on to grudges and unresolved anger clouds our divine connection, creating energetic blockages that prevent us from fully experiencing peace and love. This is how pain harms us. We may not realize it, but the very thing we despise comes back to haunt us over and over again, robbing us of abundance and joy. The difference between forgiving others and forgiving ourselves. One of the most profound aspects of forgiveness is recognizing the distinct yet equally important difference between forgiving others and forgiving ourselves. Often, when we think about forgiveness, our minds immediately turn to the need to release resentment and grudges against those who have wronged us. While this form of forgiveness is undeniably powerful and essential for emotional freedom, the forgiveness we extend to ourselves holds a transformative power that is just as significant, if not more so. Let's discuss this in more detail. Forgiving yourself first. We live in a world that often holds us to high standards, making it easy to become entangled in feelings of guilt, shame, and self-judgment. We're constantly told that we need to forgive others, but how often are we encouraged to forgive ourselves? Self-forgiveness involves releasing the emotional burden we carry for our mistakes, perceived failures, or the shame associated with our actions and choices. It's not about excusing the behaviour or ignoring the consequences, but rather about acknowledging our humanity and allowing ourselves the grace to heal. Forgiving ourselves is an act of self-compassion and self-liberation. It means recognising that, just like anyone else, we are fallible. We make mistakes, and those mistakes do not define us. However, it's often in the space between guilt and self-blame where we hold ourselves hostage. When we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves from the shackles of past mistakes, and we give ourselves permission to move forward in alignment with our higher purpose. Self-forgiveness is a sacred practice. It's a quiet revolution that happens within us, a powerful act of healing that enables us to rise above our limitations and become more fully aligned with our highest potential. Through this, we're not merely letting go of our past actions, but also allowing ourselves to receive the love and compassion we often extend so freely to others. Forgiving others, the path to emotional freedom. Forgiving others can be one of the most challenging, yet liberating acts we can undertake. When we're hurt or betrayed, our instinct is often to hold on to the pain, to protect ourselves from further harm by keeping our guard up. However, the true power of forgiveness lies in our ability to release the emotional grip of past wrongs. Forgiving others is not about excusing their actions or minimizing the hurt they caused. It's about freeing ourselves from the emotional weight that continues to drain our energy and peace. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, not the person who hurt us. While it's easy to believe that forgiveness is a way of saying, "It's okay," to someone who has wronged us, the reality is that forgiveness is about reclaiming our power. Holding on to grudges and resentment only keeps us tethered to the past. We allow the person or situation that caused the pain to maintain control over our emotional state, often without even realizing it. By choosing to forgive, we take back that control and we release the grip of the past, opening space for healing, growth, and peace. The power of forgiveness. One of the most profound truths about forgiveness is that it is not a one-time event, but a process. It may take time to fully release the emotional charge attached to a painful memory, and that's okay. Think of forgiveness as an act of emotional liberation that allows us to move forward in our own lives, no longer shackled by the weight of anger and bitterness. Forgiveness can be a deeply spiritual practice. When we forgive, we align ourselves with the higher virtues of compassion, empathy, and understanding. We recognize that just as we are imperfect and deserving of grace, so too are others. People make mistakes. They act out of their own pain, ignorance, or fear. While this doesn't justify harmful behaviour, it allows us to see the situation through a broader, more compassionate lens. We begin to understand that forgiving others doesn't make their actions right. It simply allows us to free ourselves from the emotional burden they've imposed on us. It's important to understand that forgiveness does not always mean reconciliation. In some cases, forgiveness may be a private act that occurs within us, while boundaries are set to protect ourselves from further harm. Reconciliation can be a beautiful outcome of forgiveness, but it's not always necessary for forgiveness to take place. The journey of forgiveness is akin to the journey of finding peace within ourselves, regardless of the actions or response of the other person. Practical steps for forgiving others. If you find yourself struggling to forgive yourself or someone else, here are some steps you can take to move more toward forgiveness and away from anger, hate, and shame. Acknowledge the pain. The first step in forgiving others is to acknowledge the pain they've caused. It's important to fully feel and honour the emotions that arise. Denying or suppressing the hurt will only prolong the healing process. Allow yourself to grieve, be angry, feel sad, or whatever is necessary to process the emotions. Shift your perspective. Once you've acknowledged the pain, try to shift your perspective. Ask yourself why the other person might have acted the way they did. This doesn't mean excusing their behaviour, but it can help you approach the situation with greater empathy and understanding. Remember that hurt people often hurt others. Release the need for revenge or retribution. Forgiveness requires us to release the need for retribution or justice on our terms. The desire for revenge keeps us tied to the past, and it often prolongs our pain. Let go of the need to get back at the person and allow yourself to release that energy. Set boundaries. Forgiving someone does not mean allowing them to continue to hurt you. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial in protecting yourself from further harm. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional grip of the past, but it doesn't require you to maintain unhealthy relationships. Say the words, if possible. In some cases, forgiveness may require speaking the words directly to the person who hurt you. If this feels appropriate and safe, express your forgiveness. However, this doesn't always need to be done in person. Sometimes saying the words in your heart or in a letter can be just as powerful. Let go and move forward. Finally, once you've forgiven, let go of the past. It's important to acknowledge that forgiveness is an ongoing process, and there may be times when the emotions resurface. Each time they do, practice forgiveness again. By releasing the pain, you reclaim your peace, joy, and emotional freedom. Forgiving others is not an act of weakness. It's a courageous choice to step into your own power. It's a profound act of self-care, one that allows you to break free from the emotional prison of the past and experience emotional and spiritual healing. When we forgive, we create the space for deeper compassion, understanding and connection, both within ourselves and the world around us. By practicing forgiveness, we embrace our divine potential and align with the higher frequencies of love, peace, and grace. Breathwork as a tool for forgiveness. Breathwork is a powerful and accessible tool for emotional healing and forgiveness. Our breath is intrinsically tied to our emotions, and by consciously working with our breath, we can release tension, emotional blockages, and traumas stored in the body. Scientific studies have shown that breathwork can help lower stress levels, enhance emotional regulation, and improve our overall well-being. What is breathwork? 2021. In the context of forgiveness, breathwork serves as a conduit for letting go of the emotional weight we carry and clearing the energetic blockages that prevent us from embracing love and compassion. When we experience hurt or betrayal, our breath becomes shallow, irregular, and tight, reflecting our emotional state. Breathwork allows us to consciously regulate our breath and connect to a deeper, more expansive state of being. It helps us return to a state of emotional equilibrium, facilitating the release of pent-up emotions and providing space for forgiveness and inner peace. Techniques for breathwork. Here are techniques for breathwork. While working these practices, be sure to visualize upon the exhale all problems leaving and dissipating in each breath. Adding visualization to breathwork will greatly accelerate the healing. Deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing is one of the simplest and most effective breathwork techniques. It involves breathing deeply into the abdomen, expanding the belly as you inhale, and gently contracting it as you exhale. This type of breathing activates the diaphragm, sending a calming signal to the nervous system, promoting a state of relaxation. Steps for deep belly breathing. 1. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your feet flat on the floor. 2. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. 3. Slowly inhale through your nose, filling your belly with air, not your chest. 4. Hold your breath for a moment, then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. 5. Focus on the rise and fall of your belly with each breath, allowing your body to relax deeper with each exhale. As you practice this technique, imagine that you are inhaling peace and exhaling tension, anger, and resentment. Let the breath become a cleansing force, clearing away any negativity that you are holding on to. Box breathing. Box breathing is a simple yet powerful technique for calming the nervous system and bringing your mind into the present moment. This technique involves 4 equal parts: inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. It's called box breathing because each phase is of equal duration, creating a balanced and rhythmic breathing pattern. Steps for box breathing. 1. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your eyes closed. 2. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. 3. hold your breath for a count of 4. 4. Exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 4. 5. Hold your breath again for a count of 4. 6. Repeat for several cycles. As you breathe, imagine that each cycle of breath is cleansing your body of emotional blockages. With each exhale, let go of any anger or resentment, and with each inhale, invite peace and forgiveness into your being. Mindful breathing. Conscious, connected breathing is an advanced breathwork technique that involves continuous, flowing breaths without pausing between inhales and exhales. This technique can help release deep emotional traumas and bring you into a state of heightened awareness. Steps for mindful breathing. 1. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can sit or lie down. 2. Begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose and exhaling smoothly through your mouth. 3. Continue breathing deeply and rhythmically, ensuring that there is no pause between the inhale and the exhale. The breath should flow continuously and effortlessly. 4. As you breathe, allow your awareness to focus on your body and the sensations that arise. If any emotions or memories come up, simply observe them without judgment. This technique can bring up deep emotions for release, so allow yourself to experience whatever arises. Trust that the breath is facilitating the healing and clearing of any emotional blockages that have been holding you back from forgiveness. Step-by-step breathwork practice for releasing resentment and emotional blockages. Now that we've explored the various breathwork techniques, we can integrate them into a practical exercise designed to help you release resentment and emotional blockages. This exercise will guide you through the process of forgiveness, using breathwork as a tool for emotional healing. Here are the instructions. 1. Find a comfortable space. Sit in a quiet, comfortable space where you will not be disturbed. You may wish to light a candle or play soft, calming music if that helps you relax. 2. Focus on your breath. Begin by taking a few deep belly breaths to center yourself. Feel the breath entering and leaving your body. As you breathe, let go of any tension in your body and mind. 3. Identify the resentment. Bring to mind the person or situation that you're holding on to resentment for. Acknowledge the emotions that arise, whether it's anger, hurt, or betrayal. Allow yourself to feel these emotions without judgment. 4. Begin breathwork. Start with deep belly breathing, focusing on relaxing your body with each exhale. As you breathe in, visualize peace entering your body. As you breathe out, imagine the resentment leaving you, being carried away with your breath. 5. Box breathing. Transition into box breathing, focusing on each part of the breath cycle. With each cycle, remind yourself that you are releasing the emotional weight of resentment. With each inhale, invite forgiveness and healing into your body. 6. Conscious, connected breathing. Once you feel relaxed, move into conscious, connected breathing. Let the breath flow smoothly and continuously. As you breathe, feel any lingering tension or resentment dissolve. Allow yourself to forgive, not for the other person's sake, but for your own peace. 7. End with gratitude. When you feel that the emotional charge has dissipated, end your session with a few deep breaths and a moment of gratitude for your willingness to forgive. Acknowledge the healing that has taken place and offer thanks for the breath which has supported you in this process. Practical exercise. Forgiving a past hurt. This exercise will help you use breathwork as a tool for forgiveness, focusing on releasing any negative emotions tied to a past hurt. Here are the instructions. 1. Recall the hurt. Think of a time when you were hurt by someone. Picture the situation clearly in your mind. What were the emotions that surfaced at the time? Are you still carrying any anger, disappointment, or resentment? 2. Breathwork. Begin with deep belly breathing. As you inhale, imagine breathing in peace. As you exhale, let go of the hurt and resentment, feeling them release from your body. 3. Forgiveness. As you continue breathing, say to yourself, I forgive you, and I forgive myself. Repeat this affirmation with each inhale and exhale. Feel the burden lifting as you allow forgiveness to flow through you. 4. Reflection. Once you've completed the breath work, take a moment to reflect on how you feel. Have the emotions shifted? Do you feel lighter or more at peace? Journal your thoughts and any sensations that arise during the process. Journal prompts for reflection. After completing the breathwork practice, use the following journal prompts to deepen your experience and gain insight into the process of forgiveness. Ask yourself, how did it feel to breathe into the emotional tension of the past hurt? What emotions arose during the practice? What shifted for you during the breathwork practice? Were there any moments when you felt lighter or more at peace? How do you feel about the person or situation you were forgiving? Has your perception of the situation changed? What does forgiveness mean to you now after completing this exercise? How can you integrate forgiveness into your daily life? In the next chapter, we will explore how to bring balance to your life through meditation, aligning your actions with your soul's deeper purpose. Through these practices, you will continue to peel back the layers of emotional and spiritual blockages, moving ever closer to your divine self. You are now one step closer to identifying the pathway to your true, authentic self.